Good journey, everyone. Welcome to Space Oats Live, a Star Wars podcast. I am the Crucial Crew member, and we got some brand new things to talk about. Some news. Great news this past week at a D23 Brazil. I actually never really knew that D23 Brazil was like a thing. Is it a thing every year? Every other year that we don't have D23 in the States, or do we have the D? Did we have D23? We had D23 every year, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not big on the D23 thing. I know it's a big, release thing for all of Disney. I still haven't quite gotten into all of that yet because, there's just too much with Star Wars for me to handle. I would love to go to D23 once, but yeah, I know it's tough to get in, tough to get tickets, all that good stuff. Uh, who knows if I'll ever be able to go? But yeah, so D23 is a thing, and it happens in Brazil apparently. I don't know every year if it happens in Brazil or what, but some big Star Wars announcements. Um, kind of big. I mean, some of the things were already kind of here at D23 in the States this year, but yeah, there's been some news, so we'll talk about that. Some D23 Star Wars news. Also, uh, Skeleton Crew getting closer, right? Can't wait for that. Can't wait for Skeleton Crew. It's coming. It's coming. It's getting there. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm trying to figure out like what to throw on here today. I've been like watching all sorts of Star Wars stuff today, and I'm just trying to figure out what I kind of want to throw on. I don't know though. Um, Part of me just wants me to throw on A New Hope, which I think I might just do. There's a reason for that. Um, some cool stuff on StarWars.com. You know how StarWars.com is. They always have some amazing things. Honestly, I mean, really, I should watch Andor all over again. I did kind of just watch it recently, but I don't know. We're just gonna go ahead and throw on A New Hope. But yeah, so welcome to Space Oats Live. Uh, yeah, let me just get that going here. Always a good thing to get some Star Wars in the background. Hopefully, there's no sound because I don't know where my remote is for the sound. Somewhere. I see it. Okay, but the sound is down. That's good. Um, anyway, there's also a reason why I'm wearing this shirt, by the way, because of some other news that has been announced this week, the past couple days, that I'm really looking forward to. Um, yeah, and then, but you know what I always do. If you know me, I love to talk about Star Wars history. I do my not long ago in this galaxy posts on Instagram, on my Instagram stories, which is the Crucial Crew member. So, always head over there. You can see my posts with some fun Star Wars historical facts that have happened throughout the years. And today, a kind of a little bit of reason why I'm wearing this hat today, because this has to do with Empire Strikes Back. This is the old patch. They did this hat. I love this hat, by the way. This hat was for one of the celebrations. I think they sold it at, or it could have been Empire Strikes Back anniversary. I can't remember. But yeah. So not long ago in this galaxy, going back to 1984, which is actually after Return of the Jedi. Things back then a little bit slower with releases. We had to wait a long time for things to come out. I mean, fortunately, I was like too young to know, that the movies weren't around because the first movie that I saw Star Wars was Return of the Jedi, and then I started watching the movies. So by the time Return of the Jedi had come out, Star Wars was already available, streaming on HBO, and you could record that on VHS, which my aunt and uncle did for me graciously. So I had copies of that, and I got to watch them until I got my own copies, which wasn't until much years later. But Empire Strikes Back actually didn't even come out on VHS until after Return of the Jedi. So November the 13th, 1984. November the 13th, 1984, that was the year The Empire Strikes Back was released on video cassette. Either the same time or a little bit later for the holidays. It was also released on CED. CED was kind of like a laser disc type format. It was something similar. I don't know. I don't know much about CED format, but I know it's like still a big thing and a lot of people collect it. But it's no longer existing. And then Empire Strikes Back came out a little bit later on Laserdisc. There was some kind of on StarWars.com. It actually said that all three came out on November 13th, 1984, but the Laserdisc actually didn't get released until a couple years later. I think either a year later or possibly even a couple years later. But I think it got released, I think, separately a year later, and then they had the Laserdisc Definitive Collection, which was released, I think, in 1986, I believe. But the VHS was released on CBS Fox Video, and which is interesting. You had those two combinations, CBS and Fox together. I think it was because CBS did the video cassette release, and obviously Fox owned the rights to the distribution. So I think that was what the case is. My TV is having some issues, unfortunately. So that's not that great. I don't really like that. I think that means my TV is going up again. It could be just the lamp though, which usually needs to be replaced every couple years. But we'll see. I have another TV that like kind of got messed up over the storm. I'm still trying to like maybe reboot that and save that. If that's the case, there's going to be a new big TV in this room that is digital that I don't have to worry about these lamps anymore. So we'll see. And that one actually will go on the wall. So I think that's going to save some space. Give me some more places to put some Star Wars memorabilia. Plan was to work on that today, but didn't quite happen. Anyway, November 13th, 1984 was the release date of The Empire Strikes Back. So I don't know if you remember. I was actually going to like throw that up there, what it looked like, the video cassette, if anybody can remember, or still has their original copies. I don't know if anybody has their original copies. I don't have. The first copies that I actually got was when they were released kind of as a re-release trilogy box set. I have them somewhere. Don't know where. It was before the special editions, but I think it was like in 1987 was the box set that I have. I don't see it anywhere, but it had the kind of the same cover, but yeah, that's the I love that cover, by the way. That's one of my favorite covers. I thought I had like something of that somewhere in my room somewhere, but I guess not. But yeah, that's one of my favorite covers for any Star Wars film. Empire Strikes Back definitely holds a place in my heart. It's one of my favorite films. And just so much of the Falcon in that one, which is a point. There's always a point getting together. The Falcon, so much time on the ship, which was so great. We got to see a lot of the Millennium Falcon in that movie. Just different places and things as they were trying to fix it up and all that. Trapped or kind of in the asteroid, which we didn't know they were in the space slug, but I love the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon's great, fantastic ship. Which I'll talk about that in a little bit later as well. But yeah, The Empire Strikes Back released on video cassette today, 1984. Again, almost a little over a year after Return of the Jedi. Just getting released on that VHS format. So maybe you have your original copy. And as you can see there, it does say that it was released CBS Fox on that copy right there. And yeah, so love ourselves some Empire Strikes Back. And you know what? Just because we're talking about Empire Strikes Back, and because I'm wearing this shirt, and because it does kind of tie together, Mos Eisley is coming back to Orlando. I don't know. I'm going to buy tickets, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, is the problem. I have so I bought tickets to MegaCon this year for the whole weekend, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it all days. I have something that came up that I have to attend to that weekend for one day. It's only a one-day thing that I have to attend to, so I'm just going to miss the one day. But I think I'm going to be able to make it because I think don't know if Mosh. I think it's on a Friday night. I think so. I'm hoping. I can't remember if my thing is on Sunday or Saturday. If it's Saturday, I'll only be able to go to Mosh for a little bit. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is buying the VIP stuff, going picking up my merch, maybe staying for a little bit, saying hi to everybody, and then just bugging out because I got kind of a long drive to do, like North Florida to go do something, almost like a 2-hour drive from Orlando. So if that happens, then I'm pretty much going to bug out quickly so that I can get to bed early and do this thing I need to do on Saturday. If it's Saturday, if it's Sunday, then I'm all good. I'm all good for Mosh. But either way, I'm buying a ticket. Got to be there. Got to say hello to my friends. Got to support that. Yeah, but Mosh Isley coming back to Orlando. Weekend of MegaCon. I think it's a Friday. But it's entitled Mosh Isley Strikes Back. So some Empire theming there, right? Which kind of like makes me rethink what I'm going to do for MegaCon Mosh that day. If I can go that day, if it's if it's Friday, then I can go that day. But yeah, like I think I have an idea. I think I'm gonna do something, that I've never done. I hope it coincides with the day that the meetup happens for this character, because I've never done this character, but I've always wanted to do it. So yeah, I think I know what I'm doing, especially since it's Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But looking forward to that, coming back to Orlando, and it'll be my third mosh. So my trilogy, if you will, starting out here in Orlando, then going up to Dragon Con, then back to Orlando. So if they go back to Dragon Con next year, then I'll be hitting that one too. So lots of fun with the Mosh crew. If you're here in the Orlando area or coming to Mosh Ice or coming to MegaCon, I definitely recommend coming to Mosh. It's a lot of fun. We're going to dress up. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Empire Strikes Back cosplay, so that'll be fun. Always have a good time with friends. And like going to be probably a good Star Cruiser turnout, especially with crew members, because last time it was a lot of crew members that came, which was a lot of fun. I think it was out of all of them so far, out of the two that I've been to, Orlando Mosh was my favorite, and they had a really cool shirt. Like, this shirt is the bomb. Love the shirt. A lot of people say that this was their favorite Mosh shirt so far. So can't wait to see. I mean, the logo for Mosh for Orlando, killing it so far. So guys are doing a great job. Steven, Sarah, Dano, Thank You Maker Podcast, Adam over there. You guys are great. Mike. Sorry, Mike, but like Hondo Supply, right? Yeah, I think. No, I don't know. Anyway, love all you guys. So much fun to hang out with you guys, and so many other people that just kind of help out with that. And it's a lot of fun. Anyway, that is not long ago in this galaxy. So Empire Strikes Back released video cassette November 13th, 1984, which is why the reason I'm wearing this hat. Why the reason I'm kind of wearing Mosh, because Mosh is going to be themed Empire Strikes Back next year. Loving it. Can't wait. Going to be so much fun. Let's go to D23. Let's start talking about D23. Why don't we? Because D23 Brasil had some amazing fun things happen while anybody was down there. D23 in Brazil. I did not know this was a thing. I'm not a big D23 follower. Didn't know it was as huge as it was. I didn't realize like all these announcements would be made down there, and then not just made here in the States. Is Star Wars that big in Brazil that they wanted to wait to bring this information to them and have exclusivity to them? I mean, a lot of it was carried over from D23 there this time, but Skeleton Crew, we had Skeleton Crew announcements and releases, release dates and trailers and all that good stuff. Brazil gets to talk about Andor Season 2, and I kind of thought that this was going to be the case, that Andor Season 2 was going to be in the spring at some point, and that is the case. I kind of predicted that would be talking about that a while back. But yes, the Andor premiere date has been revealed um, as April 22nd, 2025, which is very interesting because this is coinciding with Star Wars Celebration Japan. So my guess is that we're going to get to see the first episode live in Japan. Can't wait for that. That'll be amazing. Looking forward to that big time. I mean, that explains the reason why a lot of people are going to be in Japan for Celebration that are connected with Andor. So can't wait for that. A really cool new logo for the ongoing series. Honestly, like I was a little bit taken back from the logo. It does say Andor Season 2, a Star Wars story, which is interesting because the first season didn't actually say anything about being a Star Wars story at all, even though we all knew it was. We all was connected to Rogue One. Rogue One did say Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This one obviously is getting more connected into Rogue One because we knew that any of the episodes that are connected with season 2 are going to bridge the remaining gap from the 5 years that the first season takes place, 5 years before Rogue One, going all the way up to the beginning of Rogue One, and it's going to have like bridge that 4-year gap because Andor season 1 is 5 years out and takes place over a year. Andor season 2 is going to bridge those with the next 4 years, and it's going to be telling it in 3 episode arcs. So and I think it's 4 3-episode arcs. So it'd be 3, 6, it'd be 12 episodes total, 3 episodes for each year. So, we'll get like right after Andor season 1, we're going to probably get 3 episodes, like the aftermath of everything that just happened. Then we're going to skip a year, 3 more episodes, skip another year, 3 more episodes, and then 3 more episodes right before we meet Cassian Andor in Rogue One, kind of taking us up to that point, bridging that whole gap. So, like that, excited about that. That kind of almost takes us into like animated series story arcs, where there's some gaps in between. So it'll be interesting to see a live action series like this. That's, to my knowledge, has never been done with Star Wars. I don't think any of the other series have done it this way. But it'll be interesting to see that. So season 2 obviously follows Cassian Andor as he evolves into the leader that we see him in with the emerging Rebel Alliance that is kind of getting stronger and stronger as we get to the Rogue One point. In season 1, he was very much reluctant to be a hero in a way, but the Andor that we see him in season 2 is apparently more fueled by more of a higher purpose in the fight for freedom against the Empire. I mean, a lot of this has to do with the ones that he's loved that now are gone. People he spent time with on Narcana in the prison facility. People that that he loved and cared for that were tortured by the Empire. So a lot of things happened in that season that really kind of fuels this fire for him that we've seen. And now we're going to really see him take his place and be strong. Take his place in the Rebel Alliance, which is really cool to be able to see that evolution of his character. Attendees at D23 Brasil were some of the first in the world to see a new sneak peek at Andor Season 2, which I'm guessing will probably get released at some point to us, maybe during Skeleton Crew time frame, something like that. I don't know. Maybe they won't, but we got to get a trailer at some point. We're going to get a trailer at some point, right? Before the end of the year, I'm thinking maybe we'll get a trailer for Life Day. That'd be great. If we got a trailer for Life Day. But yeah, as of yet, none of this sneak peek, no trailers have been released online yet. But there is a video on StarWars.com and on the Star Wars YouTube channel with B2 EMO's antics on the show floor, because he was there, and we love B2 EMO. So yeah, he's back. Be great to see him again. We love droids. I love droids. They're crucial crew members. But yeah, super excited to get confirmation that will be in the spring. So we'll have two Star Wars series back to back, basically. And then don't really know when we'll get the next one after that. So who knows? I'm guessing we'll have to get another one. Something animated. I mean, we do have Vision. Do we have a Visions? A lot of Marvel stuff coming out next year, though. If you're a Marvel fan, I'm a Marvel fan. So there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming out. But Star Wars looking like maybe might get a big gap between next year and anything after that. But also not released online, but also this is very similar to what I think Star Wars or D23 at Anaheim maybe. But I know they got the trailer, so I don't really know if they got any extra footage of Skeleton Crew. But the fans in Brazil also got a first look at a scene, an action-packed scene from Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Yeah, this is very shortly coming up, December 3rd. So can't wait for this. I've been watching that trailer again and again and again, and I can't wait for just anything new to be coming out. But it's so close. It's so close, so it doesn't really matter. Going to be a lot of fun. December 3rd, so not too long to come. But I don't know if we'll get. I mean, obviously there'll be some TV spots and things, so we'll probably see new footage here and there from Skeleton Crew pop up. But yeah, it's so close. I don't think we're gonna get to see whatever that sizzle reel was or that scene. I mean, it might be with interviews with people when they're on. Maybe it's going to be that scene that they show, the clip from the show when they do interviews on Good Morning America or wherever these cast go to do their little press junkets and things. But as far as Mandalorian and Grogu, some news on that front. The creators, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, they delivered a video message, and it was from the set of The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is the next Star Wars feature film since Rise of Skywalker. So they showed a sizzle reel, which I think sounded like it was the same sizzle reel that they showed at D23. And it gave fans a look at the moments from the theatrical release, including Grogu Din Djarin facing off with snowtroopers, massive Imperial AT-AT walkers in the snow, Zeb Aurelius in action, and Grogu traveling with two tiny Anzellans, which a lot of that description fits what was released to fans at D23 in Anaheim this year. So I'm thinking it was the same sizzle reel that they got to see, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll get to see some footage and stuff in Star Wars Celebration Japan, which would be fantastic. I think that we'll get a sizzle reel of the same caliber there with maybe a little bit more. And possibly even some cast announcements for that, more of who's going to be involved with that project. Again, Mandalorian and Grogu isn't headed to theaters until May 22nd, 2026. So we are well over a year away, but production is in place. So my guess is that they'll probably be wrapping up production sometime in the near future. Maybe we'll get a teaser. We could get a teaser trailer. Maybe, I don't know, a year in advance. We do teaser trailers a year in advance. And then yeah, so a lot of cool, fun stuff released there in D23, especially with Andor. Getting that news was great to hear. that season 2 is coming. And then speaking of Skeleton Crew, we got some news on the composer of, and I was actually confused. I didn't realize this until I actually read this article. But the composer, Mick Giacchino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Um, I was thinking it was the composer from from Rogue One, a Star Wars story, but that was his father. I did not realize that he was the son of Mark, or no, Michael Giacchino. So this is Mick. Mick is the son of Michael. So very close in name. So I didn't realize it was a father son thing. But yeah, he's the composer for Skeleton Crew. So it'll be interesting. Apparently, reading the article on StarWars.com, he's always gone to um, to the studios with his father at a very young age as he composed, um, and basically watched him, and then kind of got on his own and took his own path with it. So, um, so he's got his own vision to score to score the series, and can't wait to see. We haven't really heard any of his music yet. We've heard the kind of the Stranger Things vibe with the pop culture song, that fit the trailer. I don't think that music's going to be anywhere in the series, but it did fit the trailer and gave us kind of an idea of the vibes we're getting from this series and what it's going to be like. But since 2015, Mick has scored more than a dozen shorts, movies, and TV series, and most recently, The Penguin, which is on Max, which I've been watching. It's pretty cool series, um, based off of Matt Reeves' The Batman, and which not really sure that's wrapped up, and I haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers, please. Um, don't know if there's going to be a season 2 of that, but yeah, no, he did the score for that, and I'm going to be paying attention more to that score now that I know that. But that's kind of a darker, I think, place for him. So I don't think getting that score is going to be a lot wood of strain. Maybe some vibes, getting into like some of the darker elements of Skeleton Crew. But my thoughts of what maybe the score might be like is more along the lines of Muppets Mayhem, which he also scored back in 2023, the Muppets Mayhem feature, and which was fun. That was a fun project. And But Star Wars holds a very special place for him in his heart as a music and film fan. So I can't wait to see what he brings to the table with his composition, and if it's anything like his father, if he's pulling a little bit from Rogue One elements, what he does, it'll be a lot of fun to see. But yeah. And then the reason why I was talking about the Millennium Falcon earlier was because StarWars.com has a pretty cool little quiz going on right now. It's what Star Wars ship should you pilot? And it kind of goes through, what you want in a ship. And mine ended up being the Millennium Falcon. Shocker. Although, if it really comes down to it, like when I was thinking about like my favorite ships, like Millennium Falcon is definitely one of my favorite ships. But I really do think my favorite ship is Slave One. Um, it's to me, it's a fantastic ship. Love that ship. As far as its capabilities, maneuverability, just yeah. And I love seeing Slave One. I can't wait to see more of it. Um, Possibly as we get into Mandalorian and Grogu, if Boba Fett returns. Would love to see Slave One again. Another one of my favorite ships would be the Imperial Shuttle, which I have, the old one. I love that ship. Love the design of it. Just an amazing Imperial ship. And then I don't know what else is my favorite. TIE Interceptor. TIE Interceptors are great. A-Wings. A-Wings probably one of my favorite. A-Wings and B-Wings. Two of my favorite Rebel ships. This is like looking at all the ones that I have basically, and I think like those are probably my favorites because that's why I bought them. I'm I mean, you gotta have a classic X-wing TIE fighter, but I think I prefer the Interceptor over the regular ties. And yeah, classic X-wing is great, but I do love those A-wings. Those A-wings are fantastic. But yeah, those are some of my favorite ships. But I guess the Millennium Falcon would be a great home away from home ship. A lot of stuff in there to do, a lot of places to hang out and chill and have some fun and play some cards and all that good stuff. But the Ghost is amazing too. Ghost is pretty amazing. But I think the Ghost is just kind of like the next generation Millennium Falcon. Um, and I love that Millennium Falcon. It's great, especially the old school one, the Lando version. Lando version is great. Still had the escape pod then that Lando modified in, so love that. But yeah, not much. I mean, that was a good amount of stuff that got released this week in Star Wars news. There's that Millennium Falcon right there in Rise of Skywalker with everything behind it. Lando back in the pilot seat. It was great to be able to see that. Billy D. Williams. So, but yeah, again, good amount of Star Wars coming out this week. Some stuff, some news and everything. So I think I was gonna try to get to Hollywood Studios this week, but I ended up not. I ended up going to Animal Kingdom, which non-Star Wars related. So like Animal Kingdom announcement that like Dinerland USA kind of closing down in January. I work there and I still don't know all the stuff. Sometimes it's really just the Triceratops spin and like the games that are closing down more so than anything. Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus are going to stick around for a little bit longer next year. So I got worried and I went over there. The alligator is gone already. Did not realize that. I don't know where he went, but he's gone. It already looks like it's just, I don't know. I don't know if the feel of it that just knowing that it's going to go away, but it's just feeling like it's going to be gone soon. And I don't know why I just did that, but I was trying to change my camera because I just wanted to get that another camera on here. But yeah, it just feels like it's going. It just has Dinerland just doesn't have the oomph anymore. But I still want to go over there at some point. We did ride Dinosaur, which is fun. Gonna miss it, but I'm really excited to have a new story with Indiana Jones aspect to it, with that South American or tropical America feel. So looking forward to that ride, and Indiana Jones being incorporated. The Boneyard also going away, which I had a feeling like they could have kept and like kind of reinvented it into like an archaeological dig site. Same thing with Restaurantosaurus. Like you could have really rethemed that a little bit and not really taken it completely away, and still kept it Indiana Jones ish. But I'll have to go back there and eat at some point before it closes. But I got some time. So we ended up eating at Satuli, over in Pandora, which is fantastic. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get to the parks again next week. Since I did Animal Kingdom this week, I guess I'll have to go. Really kind of want to do Food and Wine one more time. And I think next week is the last week, so got to head over there and hit that one more time. So I might try to do that on Tuesday. But that is it for tonight. Again, a little bit shorter than normal, but wanted to just jump in here and at least give some of the D23 updates and the excitement beyond that. And yeah, hope everybody is having a great week. Until next time. I don't know if I'll be able to do this next week. I might have something come up on Wednesday, so I don't know. If I do, it might be a little bit late getting on, but we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, catch me over on Instagram, the Crucial Crew member. I post about Star Wars history every day. Sometimes I go live and talk about it on YouTube. So, subscribe to this channel. Hit those notifications. That way you know when I go live, and perhaps you can catch me there. Have a great night. Remember to do something Star Wars, watch some Star Wars, listen to some Star Wars, read some Star Wars, play some Star Wars, do something Star Wars. Most importantly, whatever you're doing, may the stars light your way. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.